Now we'll learn all these three methods one by one. So we'll start with northwest corner method. So an example is given here. Is a transportation problem for which we have to find out the initial basic feasible solution by using northwest corner method. Now first we need to check if the problem is balanced or not. So here we see that total supply is 125 and total demand is also 125, so it is a balanced problem. Now in order to find out the initial solution, we need to look for the cell from where we should start allocating, or from where we should start transporting. That is, either we transport first from S1 to D1, or should we transport first from S3 to D2. So where should we transport first? Now, as the name of the method says that it is a northwest corner method, so we know that these are the directions. So northwest direction is this. Okay, that is, in this table we'll start from the top left corner. So northwest location is top left, so we'll start with the topmost left cell in this table, which is this particular cell. So we'll make this box here and we'll write down the number of units that should be transported from S1 to D1 here. Now at S1 the supply is of 20 units and at D1 the demand is of 40 units. So how much should be transported, or we can say that how much we can transport here, or how much can be transported here. So 20 units are available and 40 units are required. So how much can be transported? 20 units. That is minimum of this number and this number. From supply and demand, whatever is the minimum value that you will allocate here. Now at S1 20 units were available, which S1 has transported to D1. Now S1's supply or availability is exhausted and D1's demand was 40 units, out of which 20 units has been fulfilled by S1. So that means D1 requires now 20 more units, because out of 40, 20 has been transported. Now at this point, since the supply at S1 or the availability at S1 has been exhausted, so that means S1 now doesn't have the capacity to transport anything to D2 or D3. So we are going to delete this row. Okay, so whatever gets exhausted among supply or demand, you will delete or strike off that corresponding row or column. Now in the remaining table, again we have to start allocating from the top left corner. So this is our top left corner. Now here again, first we have to find out that how much can be transported from S2 to D1. At S2, supply is of 50 units and at D1, the requirement is of 20 units. Okay, so minimum of 20 and 50 is 20. So we have transported 20 from here, and out of 50 units available, 20 has been transported here. So we are left with 30 units here. So at this step, this demand is exhausted. So we'll cancel off this column. Now in this remaining table, again the top left corner is here. So we'll allocate, or we'll assign the number of units that can be transported from S2 to D2. So corresponding to this particular cell, supply is 30 units and corresponding to this cell, demand is of 30 units. So minimum of 30 and 30, which is 30. So 30 is allocated here, and also 30 units was the demand at D2, which has been supplied by S2. So this is also over. So at this step we'll cancel both the column and the row. Okay, now and in the remaining table, this is the top left corner, so we'll allocate here. Again, corresponding to this, supply is 30 and demand is 55. Minimum of 30 and 55 is 30. So 30 has been supplied here, and again out of 55, 30 units have been, the demand of 30 units has been fulfilled. So we are left with 25 units. Now at this step, since the supply has been exhausted, so we'll cancel off this particular row. Now we are left with this cell only, and always at the last cell, whatever cell is remaining, the supply and demand is always same. If it is not same, that means you have made some mistake while allocating the units. So 25 units is the supply and 25 is the requirement. So 25 will be allocated here. This is also exhausted, this is also exhausted, so we'll cancel off this row, this column and this row. Now at last all the rows and columns should be cancelled off. Okay, so we have obtained an initial solution to this problem. So we'll write down the initial solution to the above transportation problem by northwest corner method is, so how will we write down the solution? Now x represents the number of units that are transported, and here we write down the subscript, that is, now first allocation is from 1 to 1, that is from S1 to D1. So the location of this cell is first row, first column, and x represents the number of units transported. So number of units transported from 1 to 1 are 20. Next, from S2 to D1, so x to 1, which is again 20. Next allocation is 30 and the location is 2, 2. So x to 2 is 30. Next allocation is this 30 and the location of this cell is 3, 3. So x33 is 30 and the last allocation is at the cell 43. So x43 is 25. So this first part is one part of the solution. Also we have to write down the corresponding transportation cost. How will we find out the transportation cost here? See, 20 units have been transported from 1 to 1 and 3 rupees is the cost of transporting 1 unit. So the cost of transporting 20 units is 20 into 3 plus from 2 to 1, 20 units have been transported and per unit cost is 2 rupees. So 20 into 2, that is the cost of transporting 20 units. Similarly, next will be 30 into 4 plus 30 into 2 plus 25 into 7. So we'll write down the total cost of transportation. We'll multiply these values and then we'll add the values. We'll get the total transportation cost. Now this is the total transportation cost. This can be the minimum cost or not. So that we'll check later on by using modified distribution method. So as of now we are just studying the initial solution part. So this is northwest corner method. Now next we move on to the least cost method.